What does the term Chartist mean? Have you ever wondered about the origins of working-class movements and their impact on democracy? One key term that comes up in this context is Chartist. So, what does it mean? A Chartist was a member or supporter of the Chartist movement, which was a significant political campaign in Britain during the late 1830s through the 1850s. This movement aimed to bring about political reforms for the working class. The name Chartist comes from the People's Charter, a document published in 1830 that laid out 6 main demands. These 6 demands were essential for making the British political system more democratic. First, they called for universal manhood suffrage, which meant the right to vote for all men aged 21 and over, regardless of whether they owned property. Second, they wanted equal electoral districts to ensure fair representation for everyone. Third, voting by secret ballot was proposed to protect voters from intimidation. The fourth demand was the abolition of property qualifications for members of Parliament. This change would allow working-class candidates to stand for election. The fifth demand was for payment of members of Parliament, so working men could afford to serve. Finally, the Chartists called for annual parliamentary elections to reduce corruption and bribery. Chartism emerged as a response to the political exclusion and economic hardships faced by workers during the Industrial Revolution. At that time, political power was mainly held by wealthy landowners and middle-class property holders. The working class suffered from poor working conditions and low wages, with little political voice. From a socialist viewpoint, Chartism represents the first mass working class movement in history. It embodies the struggle of the proletariat against the capitalist establishment. Influential socialist thinkers, such as Friedrich Engels, recognized Chartism as a clear expression of the working class's opposition to capitalist domination. Although the Chartists did not achieve all their goals immediately, they succeeded in pushing through many reforms that expanded democracy in Britain. The movement demonstrated the power of organized working-class activism and inspired future campaigns for workers' rights and socialism. In practical terms, Chartists organized mass petitions, rallies, and sometimes uprisings, like the 1839 Newport Rising in South Wales. Their efforts highlighted the connection between political reform and economic justice. They showed that democratic rights were essential for challenging exploitation under capitalism. In essence, a Chartist was a working-class advocate for democratic political reform in 19th-century Britain. They fought for universal suffrage and equality in representation as part of a broader struggle against social and economic oppression. The legacy of the Chartist movement is central to the history of socialism and labor rights, marking an early chapter in the ongoing pursuit of social justice.